All right, we are all good. All right, sorry about that. Thank God I remembered that. I set a notification on my calendar application. Jesse's here, Lori, Abdullah, Austin City Limits, AM, Lena Sandoval. What's up? Good to see everybody. Welcome back to Fifth Avenue. Yeah, so 2008 says, hey Tom, why did Sam Altman get fired as OpenAI CEO? Is something happening with that company? That's my rule. I'm not gonna officially give a comment on it until 2 weeks have passed by, for the following reason. Once the news broke on Friday, I read at least 10 different tweets from prominent people in the tech industry sort of explaining why they think, what went on. And I really don't think that anything that they're saying is 100% correct. So I think there's a lot of speculation right now as to what's going on. And I don't think we will officially really know until about 2 weeks have gone by. But in essence, the board sort of forced him out, right? The board sort of forced his hand. So I don't know. I mean, could there be some, nefarious activities going on, like many are alleging? Maybe. It's possible. But I don't think we could say that for sure 100%. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just think there's too many, particularly in unfiltered and unfettered journalism. I think there's a lot of people that are just trying to get things out first as opposed to just being right. Now look at this building. This is a total new build, and I think it looks fantastic. I think this looks really, really good. There may be condominiums on top too. I think there actually are. I'm gonna look this address up. 693 Fifth Avenue. You have the Burberry store on the bottom, so you have retail. And it looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 office. And then it looks like they have another 3 to 4 units on top as condos. Prime location too. That looks really, really nice. Jafet Perez is definitely, there was some nefarious activity. Crypto meme that they said he wasn't transparent with the board. That's what I read too. But I mean, it's a little weird though, right? Because I mean, if you have somebody who's built this company from zero, quite literally, has built it from zero to this successful multi-billion-dollar company, do you think the board would really, force him to, essentially kick him out of the company because he wasn't transparent about one thing? I don't know, maybe, but I think rather unlikely, I would say. Rather unlikely. Usually there's a little bit of leeway there if there was a miscommunication, because who's going to be the operator now? And I think he was the best operator out there. So I don't know. I think there's a lot more that went on, and I don't think anybody truly knows. Solo Flyer, what's up? Good to see you. Juan Fernandez is, I'd say, unlikely as well, but then again, they've done it before. Just look at Steve Jobs. True. Very true. Now, I guess the other question is, does this hurt Microsoft, right? And I actually don't think so. I don't think this hurts Microsoft a lot. I really don't think this is too much of a big deal, in my opinion. Now, was Microsoft stock down a little bit? Yeah, it was down like 1%. But I don't even think that's because of the Sam Altman situation. That's just a normal fluctuation in the stock, right? Microsoft's down 1%, up 1%, down 3%, down 5%. That's just like a normal thing. So, I don't know. Hey, dog food, good to see you. Some of you guys have the most bizarre usernames. Strange. Susan Wolin is here, what's up? Good to see you, Michael. So there's already reports that they are talking about bringing him back. Impossible to know. See, that's sort of why I'm gonna, close the. I'm not gonna read too much into the topic, because I can almost guarantee when we revisit this topic in 2 weeks, we're gonna know the exact answer, and then all the speculation would probably be just for naught. Because right now it's just a big game of telephone. Nobody really knows what's going on. I don't really know what's going on. So, I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be as detrimental to Microsoft as they say. Crypto memes is he'll probably go full-time harvesting biometric data. All right, now this is coming up on the Cartier store, which is awesome. Yeah, I know, it's hard for me to read those names. It's just like weird. Wow, the Empire State Building looks fantastic. You can see a little bit of it all the way in the background. And here you have the Cartier building, which is lit up fantastic too. Ali Star says, is this shenanigans to play with the stock price? Probably not. I would say that's probably the least likely situation. Because, I mean, Microsoft is a multi-trillion-dollar company. I was about to say multi-billion-dollar. Multi-trillion-dollar company. So it's going to take a lot to move the stock price, right? It's going to take a lot of firepower to move that guy around. So I think this was just probably maybe a vindictive sort of move by the board. I really don't know. It's just strange though, and I think the reason why it's breaking headlines is because, I mean, this company, I mean, did so much and was built from scratch and really is acting as the poster child right now for artificial intelligence. Right, OpenAI, ChatGPT, and the like. So to have this operator that's been essentially working for free, right, build this incredible company, this unbelievable company, for free, essentially. I'm being a little bit facetious there. But then just to say, okay, you're out, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. Hey, Sinval, what's up? Says, hey all, good to see you. Deborah says, I don't think it's vindictive. I think there's a lot we don't know. True. I mean, there's also a lot we didn't know about Sam Bankman-Fried. Right? So, I mean, you can't rule anything out. That's another good point. All right, this is St. Patrick's Cathedral. Let's actually make a left turn here and take a quick lap around the backside of St. Patrick's. This is 641 Fifth Avenue. This is the Olympic, or the Olympia Tower. Hey, Dalton says, how's everybody? Hope all is well. Welcome to the holidays. Yes, happy holidays to you too. I can't believe it's going to be Thanksgiving next week, guys. Olympic Tower. This is the residences, though. You can see the doorman. And there's amazing views from this building. Like, really, really stunning views. You have pretty much unobstructed views of Midtown, mainly because St. Patrick's Cathedral is right across the street, and that is a very low-lying building that's going to be here forever, so the views are protected there. That's one good thing to look for in New York City, right? If you're going to buy something particularly, not so much if you're renting, right? Because that's only going to be temporary, but if you're looking at buying something in the city, you really got to do your diligence, not only on the building you're buying, but the building surrounding what you're potentially going to buy. Because maybe that building gets sold, maybe it gets torn down, maybe they build some sort of monstrosity next to it, and then now your views are totally blocked, and that could really impact the valuation of your apartment. So it's important to get a lay of the land, know the buildings around it, you know, who owns the air rights to those buildings, is there any interest in those buildings being sold? And I think that's a big selling point for Olympic Tower. I mean, I could almost guarantee 100% St. Patrick's Cathedral will be in this same spot in 100 years from now, and it'll look exactly the same. That I can almost pretty much guarantee. So if you live, you know, 2 blocks north of St. Patrick's, generally speaking, your Midtown Manhattan views are probably going to be pretty okay. Hey, Jonathan, what's up? Now, this is what I wanted to take you guys to. This is the New York Palace. It's a 5-star hotel. Not this is a horse. Behind it is the New York Palace, 5-star hotel, and they always decorate it so beautifully for Christmas. Look at that. We're actually going to cross the street and have a look inside. It looks stunning in there. And it's right on Madison Avenue. What do you guys think of this Christmas display here? Beautiful. Hey, Teresa Diaz, what's up? Jonathan from Florida is back. Sally, welcome. All right, let's cross, and we'll do a quick walk around. Wow, it does look beautiful, right? So here you see the hotel lobby guest reception. It's in the 50th Street entrance. Wow, that looks really good. This is like a 10 out of 10 right here, guys. I like how they just made it the classic white and red. I think that looks the best. What do you guys think? Sometimes the multicolor, like the tricolor lights, can look a little bit tacky. And I think for, you know, this 5-star hotel, the New York Palace, I think the white lights complement very, very well with the facade. Now, usually they have this courtyard closed off too. So if you're visiting the city, you know, come pretty much just go to 59th Street, or not 59th Street, St. Patrick's Cathedral, 50th Street, and come in the courtyard here at the New York Palace. Ooh, this is a really good view. Look at this, guys. So as we point the camera up, you're gonna have a really unique contrast between the very top of the Christmas tree, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and the top of the Rockefeller Center, 30 Rock. That's a really nice view. It's awesome. Jack S is great display. I don't remember this place from last year's streams. So we have gone by this before last year, but to your point, they've always had the gate closed for whatever reason. So I just walked right in because they had the gate open. I'm assuming it's open to the public. All right, I'm really tempted to go in this lobby. All right, I'll think about that. It's like a 30% chance I'll go in the lobby tonight. Hey, Hawaii, what's up? Good to see you. Tom Barry is here. Good to see you, Tom. Yeah, this is the New York Palace. All right, we're gonna go in. But you guys have to use your inside voices. That's the only thing I ask. Wow. Guys, this is stunning. I really don't think the camera does this justice. Look at the moldings on the ceiling. Wow. Check out that chandelier too. Very unique. Looks like that's the entrance to the bar as well. But the moldings look amazing. Just the detail on the crown moldings is really stunning. And the moldings wrapped all throughout too. I like how they put the holly going all the way up the banister. And then as you walk down there and go through those doors, that's going to be the main entrance of the hotel. And then up that way is the entrance to the restaurant. Cool. I'm glad we came in. That was actually a really cool experience. It's really gorgeous in here, and it's really clean too. Now, the only thing you guys can't experience being in there is the smell. That definitely smells like a 5-star hotel. I mean, it smells really, really good in there. But beautifully decorated. I kind of think I like that better than the plaza, actually. What do you guys think? If you can kind of remember, I'm not too sure when the last time we were in the plaza. We'll have to go there maybe tomorrow night. But I think it's a little bit better. Not gonna lie. I think it is. Let's loop around and see what it looks like from the front. But yeah, this is the New York Palace. And this is a really nice hotel. Hey, John Kelly, what's up? It's from my couch on my 4K TV. Very cool. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. So we'll cross the street just so you can see what it looks like from the other side. Jack S, no problem. Hey, Manny Explorers, what's up? Good to see you, bro. Managed to stay warm. Yeah, dude. The weather's been wild in New York. We've had like 65 degrees the last 2 days, and now it's getting cold again. It's actually really cold tonight. This is the main entrance. That was sort of the entrance from the courtyard. But the main entrance looks good too. So for some perspective, this big opening, we were standing on the second floor looking down right at the lobby there. It's nicely decorated with the 2 REITs there. Miker says you should stream some different parts of Miami. I'll be in Miami December 1st. I'm looking forward to it. It's looking like December 1st to December 10th. I'll be down there. But I want to take like 4 days off to sort of collect my thoughts, get ready for the new year. But we will be doing some streams in Miami. Now, we mainly stream in Brickell, downtown Miami. It's very hard for me to get out anywhere else. But yes, I agree. I definitely agree with you. We should probably stream some different locations. I was thinking about Coral Gables. Coral Gables, what's another one? Yeah, right in and around there, near University of Miami. I think that's a really nice neighborhood. I like that a lot. Coconut Grove as well. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Coconut Grove, but that's a really nice neighborhood too. So, yeah, 100%. Aventura, yes.
Fifth and what?
Yeah, Miami is always a good time. It's always a good time there. Feels, all you really need is just about, a week, maybe even a little bit less. 5 days in Miami, and you're ready to rock and roll. It looks like they're putting up the windows here. Right at Saks Fifth Avenue. Maybe they're shooting some video. Looks like they're shooting a big music video too. Look at that camera. That camera is probably like a $20,000 camera too. Oh, I think they're shooting commercials for the Christian Dior. There's always something crazy going on in New York, right? You can kind of see everybody filming. Looks cool. Someone says $50,000 camera easy. You're probably right. And they can shoot at like a ridiculous frame rate too. So this is right outside Saks Fifth Avenue. All of the windows are blacked out, but this will be unveiled pretty soon. And this will be the famous, much anticipated windows. Oh, it looks like we're getting a little bit of a sneak peek at this one. You can see the curtain is up temporarily. That's cool. This one you can't really see, but you could almost see it. They still have the black screens up, sort of block the view, but you can see a little bit. Let's see the other ones. I'm curious now. Wow, guys, look at this one. You can't really see it, but it looks like a carousel. Kind of looks like Jane's Carousel in Brooklyn. Let's try to check out some of the other ones down here. I think these are going to be a little bit too dark, but you can kind of see them. And then these are totally blacked out, so we won't even bother with those. But at least you guys got to see a little bit of a behind the scenes look at it. Okay, let's cross by 30 Rockefeller Center. And then we will make a right by the NBC Universal. Jonathan, glad you're enjoying it. Hey, Robert, what's up? Good to see you. I have a feeling the ice skating rink at Rockefeller Center is going to be packed tonight. Let's see. Let's get away from those cart guys. Let's see. Actually, not too bad. This is what we were talking about yesterday. We were waiting for them to put up all of the angels. So these angels are put up every year. I think this is the first day that they're up. I think this will be a pretty unique view right here. So you have all of the angels going down, and then all the way in the back, you can see the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. And it looks like they just put the star on top too. Looks like they're testing this. That was cool, guys. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for your $20 donation. Just thank you, Tom. Glad I discovered you on YouTube. I love these walks. Cheers. Thank you for the support. I'm glad you're here as well. I think this is way better than the one they usually have every year. That's insane. Okay. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not, but some Christmas stuff can look a little bit overpowering on the Christmas. That was like perfect, like the perfect balance. And a little bit better choice in the Christmas music, by the way. I think last year they just had that same song playing over and over. That was good. Maybe we could catch that again. That was awesome. I'll go up to Fifth Avenue one more time, just so we can see it from a different angle. I don't know if they're gonna play it again, but I'm curious. Hey, Penelope, what's up? Yeah, Roberts' the music was great. Agreed. Echo, 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 what's up? Lady Sarita, good to see you. I think they were just doing some testing, right guys? It seemed like, oh, look at this dog. What is that? Jack Russell, maybe? something. Someone said rat terrier. All right, so let's check it out. It's very bright. I mean, they must be using some really, really advanced lights because it almost looks kind of like lifelike. That's really the only way I could explain it. Hey, Jacqueline says, what is that church? That's St. Patrick's Cathedral. I'll give you another look at that here in a minute. I think it looks really good. Mr. Jacqueline, this is the famous St. Patrick's Cathedral here in New York City. Maybe we'll start to head down towards 34th. But first, we'll go by Radio City Music Hall. But if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We usually do these streams every night starting at 8:30. Saturdays, we sort of just walk around the city and hang out. Enjoy the weekend. Joseph Hardaway, what's up? Good to see you. This is the famous ice skating rink. Oh, you know where we should go tonight? Let's head towards Bryant Park before it closes. Does anybody know what time it is in the chat? Bryant Park should be open. It is Saturday. I think it's open a little bit later on the weekends. We'll see. We'll find out. It'll take us about 15 minutes to get there. Not too long. We'll see. 10:15. We'll see. There's about 50% chance. But pretty soon, all of the scaffolding is going to come off the Rockefeller Center tree, which is very, very good news. Oh, you know what I remembered? So the restaurant, oh really? Someone says Bryant Park is open right now, but it's packed. We'll go check it out. We'll still go check it out. You know, there used to be this really good, sort of like hot apple cider place that used to be in Bryant Park. We'll see if it's still there. Now, I used to go there every year, but last year when I went there, it was just too expensive. It was crazy. It was almost kind of like ridiculously, like cartoonishly ridiculous expensive. I think for one cup, it was $12. That's just a little bit too egregious. But maybe prices have come down. I mean, inflation has receded in the United States quite substantially. But I remember last year, just the prices were insane. Probably because a lot of the businesses were trying to make up for lost sales, right, during the pandemic. I don't think there was the Winter Village in 2020 or 2021. Well, check it out. Might as well. Oh, that's awesome. 2008 says I'll be in New York City the second week of December. Oh, cool. Yeah, I should probably be here second week of December too. It's a great time to come. You'll definitely be able to see all of the attractions and not too many packed tourists. We'll cross this way, but then we'll cross over one. This is where they have the Radio City Music Hall Rockettes, the Christmas Spectacular. The LT product is what happened to Celsius. You know, I actually like that product a lot. I've been drinking, no, not anymore because it's freezing out. I just drink hot coffee now. I've officially made the transition. Anybody else in the chat officially made the transition for the year from drinking iced coffee to hot coffee? I've officially made that transition for the year, so we're packing it in. Anyway, but yeah, I think Celsius is a good product. I like their stuff. All right, now this is Radio City Music Hall. And a few weeks ago, we actually watched this tree being built. They built it with a crane here. Scott, Tom, how cold is it in New York City right now? It's not too bad, it's probably like 50. But it feels colder than that because it's a little bit windy. But it's not like super cold. Wow, Ike Voorhees says I can't stand iced coffee. Brian M says I drink hot coffee all year. I respect that. Major respect. I couldn't do that. Matthew M says it's no November. Stopped alcohol and caffeine. Body couldn't feel better. That's awesome, Matt. That's awesome. Well, best of luck to that. Yeah, they say that it's usually about 2 weeks' time, right? From when you quit alcohol to when you really start to feel the full effects of that. So this is the main sort of Christmas display here. Across from the across from the Jimmy Fallon show. It's kind of peaceful with the water, right? It's very ASMR-esque. I think the internet's a little bit iffy here. Let's continue to head down towards Del Frisco. Hey, everything in Miami. Says, I'm excited for the Las Vegas. Oh yeah, the F1 races tonight. Hey, everything in Miami. Did you see the? I saw a video on Twitter that during one of the test runs, one of the cars hit one of the manhole covers in Vegas there, and supposedly it made like over $1 million worth of damage to that car. Crazy. You would think that in preparation for the event, they would have, welded all those manhole covers shut. But the car hit it. I mean, he must have been going 100 miles an hour. I don't know exactly how fast the guy was going, but it seemed like it. And totally blew out the bottom of the car. Did anybody see that? All right, let me put you guys down for a moment. I just got to plug in my phone. But if you're enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. We usually do these streams every day starting at 8:30. I think as we head out of the major tourist zone here, the buffering should improve a little bit. I remember this from last year too. A lot of the very packed areas of the city, particularly near Rockefeller Center, during the holidays, the internet is not too good just because there's so many people condensed into one little area, you know? Maybe we'll make a left on 46th just to avoid some of the traffic here. let's try to get out of the crowd here. Why is Tom? I saw some posts that the Formula One in Vegas is a disaster. I was seeing that too, but then again, the thing didn't even start yet, right? I don't really know too much about the Formula One stuff, but from what I've heard specifically, is that the quote-unquote races that have gone on so far are the practice runs. So I don't think the main event has even started. Yeah, the LT Prod says this crowd is small compared to the one next week. It's gonna get wild in the city. You know, they're putting up the barricades for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but they're also gonna be up for the entirety of the holiday to sort of keep the crowds from spilling over into the street. And that's just the worst, walking through all those crowds. So I try to avoid this area during the holidays just because it's a little bit too crowded. I don't like being packed into those police barricades. It's just a little bit too claustrophobic, I guess. It's a good shot of One Vanderbilt. Someone says it's because of the manhole incident. I saw that on TV. Well, not on TV, on Twitter. That's almost kind of unbelievable, isn't it? You would think with all of the preparation for the Formula One event, they would have at least, I mean, at the very least, welded down the manholes. I mean, if you're going to have cars whizzing by at over 100 miles an hour, you would think they would, make sure that that's secure. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, right? Imagine if one of those things really came loose and it flipped up over the hood of the car and hit the driver. Could have been really bad. I always like looking at the outside of these old bars. It looks really nice. Lady Cerritos says I prefer tea as a hot drink. I'm more of a coffee guy. But I don't know, I have been drinking matcha tea. Not all the time, but sometimes.
It was like a side conversation.
Western Mass Dave, what about you, sir? You a coffee guy, Dave, or what? Whoa, look at how crazy this looks. This is Midtown Manhattan. And it's just a big empty block of land. That just looks so off-putting. The camera definitely doesn't do it justice, but it just, I don't know how to describe it. It just looks so strange because it's such a stark contrast from all of the crazy super tall buildings. There's even grass growing. It reminds me of one of those photos from way back in the day in the Bronx. Remember the Bronx burning? And then pretty much all the buildings were plowed over, totally. And there was a lot of vacant, empty land there in the Bronx. Crazy. Hey, Natalie says, I'm a coffee girl in the morning, but tea girl at night. That's fair. Now, some types of teas, though, particularly green teas, I think have more caffeine than coffee in some cases. Now, matcha, I think has more caffeine than a cup of coffee, I believe. You know, some of the herbal teas, I can't even drink those. I remember last year when I was sick, I had a bunch of these herbal teas at my house because I got so much stuff as a housewarming gift when I moved into my place in Miami. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll drink a couple of these herbal teas. And oh my gosh, they were giving me heart palpitations. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. It was like this Nature Valley herbal tea. I thought my heart was gonna explode and rip into a million pieces in my chest. It was insane. But I definitely, you know, as I was having those heart palpitations, I definitely kind of forgot about all the symptoms of my sickness. So I guess that was a plus. This is a great shot of the Empire State Building here. Hey, Carl Roth, what's up? It's Tom. On really cold nights outside, I like hot chocolate, otherwise coffee. I haven't had a hot chocolate yet this year. Frank says you shouldn't have caffeine. Yeah, you definitely should limit it, right? Now, what does the FDA say is the limit? The safety daily limit of caffeine. Now, speaking of caffeine, guys, I was reading this wild story about Panera Bread is being sued because one of their lemonade drinks, that's like a caffeinated lemonade drink, has 4 times the amount of caffeine than a large cold brew coffee. You guys hear about that? And unfortunately, it's so sad. It's horrible. A college student died after drinking it. This Panera Bread lemonade thing. I think it was a lemonade. I don't think it was an iced tea. It was a Panera Bread lemonade. But what the heck is wrong with that? Like, why are we selling a product like that? Yeah, BHG says the girl died from it. It's crazy, right? Juan says that's lame, probably had cardiac issues. TD Purcell says 16 ounces of coffee each day. Yeah, I don't know. You know, that's why I stay away from those crazy energy drinks like Monsters and things like that. Red Bull I stay away from. The only pure play energy drink that I do drink sometimes is Celsius. But that is marketed as more of a healthy product than Monster. I mean, Monster is pretty much just poison, and so is Red Bull. Those two products. But Monster is one of the best performing stocks in history. Monster beverage. All right, let's check that out. Great shot of One Vanderbilt. Newsletter that I send out to everybody. I'm going to be doing one of the sections is going to be a comparative growth trajectory of Monster beverage and modeling that modeling the growth trajectory of Celsius to Monster Beverage, right? Because what I try to do in the investment business is look for companies that are similar, but companies that are in an earlier stage growth trajectory to very, very successful companies. Now, Celsius, I believe it's a Boca Raton-based company. It's an energy drink company, but they market it as a healthier alternative. Now, they just signed a distribution deal with Pepsi, and that's pretty big. So the growth trajectory in terms of sales, right? So revenue alone, I think could follow a very, very similar trajectory to that of Monster. And Monster Beverage was is historically one of the best performing stocks in history of the market, right? In history. So if you want to read that, I'm going to send it out Friday. Because not Thursday, because Thursday's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So if you scan the QR code on your screen, it's going to drop the link to our Behind the Street newsletter. It's a bi-weekly financial research piece that I send out to all of our viewers. Or you could type !news, NEWS in the chat, and the Nightbot will drop the link to our Substack that's also available for free in audio version. That's an amazing shot of the Chrysler. So you have Chrysler building here, and one Vanderbilt. Let's go inside Grand Central Terminal. Let's see how busy it is tonight. Someone says the supermarket I go to has a hard time keeping Celsius in stock. I think a better question is this, out of curiosity. Has anybody bought Celsius products? And if so, do you like them? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Anybody a customer? I wouldn't say I'm a die-hard customer, but occasionally I'll buy one. Not anymore because it's freezing. Maybe when I'm down in Miami I will, but DLT Prod says yes. Oh, Juan Fernandez says I get them off Amazon. Mark Francis 786. Jonathan says never bought. All right, let's go in here. Ooh, that feels good. They have the heat cranking in here. Whew. Sam M says, I'm afraid I'll get addicted. Kimberly says, I do. I prefer the non-carbonated, but enjoy them when I need a boost. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like we have a lot of customers here, actually. Interesting. Now, essentially, what I've done is, and you could do this, if you go to the investor relations page for Monster Beverage, you can go back, or you could just go to sec.gov, sec.gov, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and you could download for free all of the financial filings and the documents for these companies. And you could sort of model and say, okay, in this stage of Monster's growth, is Celsius growing faster, slower, or at the same pace? And then you can kind of model the trajectory, right? And then, do a comparative analysis based on valuation. And a lot of analysts on the street right now are sort of modeling the trajectory of Celsius to that of Monster Beverage. Now, these things could be fads, right? There's been a lot of, drink companies that fall in and out of fashion. And does this have staying power? I don't know. Wow, the NCAA has banned Celsius. That's a very good piece of information to know. I did not know that. Yeah, BHG says I remember the vitamin water fad. I remember that too. Hey, Money Talks is here from Pakistan. Good to see you.
Parcels must be attended at all times. Any items left unattended will be removed by and subject to search by the MTA police. Thank you for your cooperation.
Let's see if I can take you guys down into the basement. Wow, a lot of people are getting off the train late at night. And then we'll go to the Grand Central Madison, which is the new Long Island Railroad. So we no longer have to go to Penn Station anymore to get the Long Island Railroad. We can now go in Grand Central Terminal. James, California, this is too much caffeine can be dangerous. I agree. But guys, tomorrow, just a little bit of a quick announcement. Tomorrow I will be in Brooklyn, in Red Hook, Brooklyn, where we will be hosting an open house. So you're more than welcome to stop by. If anybody's looking to move to Red Hook, Brooklyn, or you have a family member, a friend, an acquaintance who's looking for a place in Red Hook, I'm selling a building, a condo. 199 Conover Street. It's a 22 unit, very bespoke, very nice building in Red Hook, the heart of Red Hook. And I'll be there from the hours of 1 to 3. So if you want to come by, or if you know anybody, friend, family, maybe you're moving there, check out the property. Come by, say what's up. I know, Shams is a good choice staying indoors tonight. It's very chilly and windy. I know the wind just picked up like crazy, but they have the heat cranked up here, which is great. This is now the Long Island Railroad. Western Mass Dave, thank you so much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate that very much. I got you. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too.
But yeah, Dave, thank you so much for that, by the way. Yeah, we're the #2 real estate sales team in New York City. Hopefully next month we'll be #1. And that's all thanks to you guys, by the way. It's a big help, more than you know. More than you know, trust me. By you watching the streams, participating, reading the newsletter, we've been getting a lot of deal flow from that. You'd be surprised. So thank you for supporting my work. I do appreciate it. I'm excited for next year because we have some crazy listings coming up. Some really, really trophy properties on the Upper East Side, Upper West Side, Billionaires Row. I think you guys are gonna like the content we have coming up. So very excited for 2024. Now, as we've been walking here, you've probably noticed just how long the corridor is. Not a lot of people realize this, but yes, it's true that the Long Island Railroad comes to the east side of Manhattan now. And that's generally good news, but I mean, it's such a long walk and we still need to go down a crazy long escalator. So we're not even halfway there yet to get onto the tracks of the Long Island Railroad. Thane says, Tom, your picture's been quite blurry. I think that may be your internet. I don't think that's my phone, because it's showing that I'm streaming in 1080. So I think that may be on your end. All right, so now here it is. This is the longest escalator in the city. Look at how far down it goes. Yeah, if it's blurry for anybody, all you do is just have to refresh your browser, because we are streaming in 1080p. You see how crazy down it goes though? So I guess the point I was trying to make is that with the train going to the east side, it was supposed to save people commuting time, but they had to dig so far underground that it's going to take some time for you to get off the track and get to the street level. You know what I think will be fun to do? It's Saturday. You know, we don't really talk about the financial markets on Saturday. We kind of goof around. I think this will be a really fun test, okay? You guys ready? I'm gonna go down to the track. We'll go to the Long Beach line, because that's actually the line I take anyway. And once I get down to the platform, somebody's gonna start a timer. Maybe we'll have one of the moderators. And we're gonna time how long it takes on a reasonable walk to get off the train to the street level. And I'll take a guess. I think it'll take 6 minutes. Actually, maybe a little more. But 6 minutes just to walk up to the street, that's quite a lot there, folks.
The time is 10:52. Please step in and stand clear of the closing doors on track 304. With the other track 304, track 304.
Please face forward while riding this escalator.
So I guess for those of you who don't know, the Long Island Railroad, I mean, pretty obviously, but we have people that aren't from New York here. This will take you out to Long Island, Nassau, and Suffolk County. Now, another really good hack here is if you want to get to JFK Airport, the easiest way to get to JFK is to get on the Long Island Railroad, take it to Jamaica Station, and then get on the air train. That is by far the best way to do it, to avoid all the nonsense. But look at how clean this looks. It's incredible. All right, so since the doors just closed, we'll start the timer now. Let me know if somebody in the chat has a timer, and then we will do it. Let me see if I can do it on my end. I don't know if I can. Let me see. Maybe I could pull up a widget. All right, I don't have a timer, but we'll do it. All right, starting 1, 2, 3. Start the timer. Hey, Ramiro, thank you so much for your very generous $20 donation. I appreciate it very much. This is what's up, my boy. Give a shout out, Romero. Yeah, hey, thank you so much for your support. Our good friend Ramiro. Thank you for watching and thank you for supporting Walks in Wall Street. We appreciate it and we're very happy to have you here. Okay, so we went up the first escalator. I'm walking at a regular New Yorker's pace. We're not booking it. We're not, walking at a tourist pace. This is just normal. So, and we'll assume no walking up the escalator, right? Because if you have senior citizens, they're probably not gonna be walking up the escalator. Okay, second escalator. That's true. Sham says this is not normal because it's empty right now. During busy hours, it would take longer. Maybe, especially if you have people lined up the escalator, but if it were me, I always walk up the escalator, but I think just to be more broad-based, realistic for, tourists and maybe seniors are probably not gonna walk up this. We'll just sort of chill. I know, isn't it really steep? It's like crazy steep. Theo says, whoa, steep. It is, it's, the pitch is incredible. Lisa says, what happens if the escalator's out of order? Well, it looks like you're gonna have a hell of a leg day. Okay, we are now up the second escalator. I actually think we're making good time. We'll make a left. And we'll head back to the Metro North Terminal. I know, Hawaii's like I'm so competitive, I just want to run up the stairs. Same. Did you come down here when you were here in New York? That would have been a cool thing to explore. Lay this as we're barely past 3 minutes. I think I may be bang on accurate. Maybe we'll get right at 6 minutes. We still have this little corridor to walk through. But just to clarify here, everybody, we're gonna stop the timer once I get to the street level. So, because that's realistic for people going to work. So once we exit the doors of Grand Central Station, I think we'll do it right at 6 minutes. Lisa says, I was on 34th Street today and still have anxiety. I give you a lot of credit. Well, 34th Street, and we talked about this at the beginning of the stream, but from 32nd to 42nd on 8th Avenue is what I call the no-go zone. It's not a very good place to be. I'll give more context later once we complete the challenge here. Okay, so we're making the left, and now we're about to head to the third set of escalators. The thing says it's not an exit. Looks like an exit to me. All right, escalator number 3. And this is gonna take us to the lower level of Grand Central Terminal. And since we didn't walk up the last one, I won't walk up this one. Abdullah says we're at 5 minutes. I think yeah, we'll see. Who knows? Okay, we are off. This is the food court. And we'll make a right here and go up the ramp. This is the Whisper Wall, by the way. This thing, this is the famous Whisper Wall. We can make a right or a left, it doesn't matter for the purpose of this. So we'll make a right and then another left. All right, we're making good time. Now we just need to make one more left by this Rite Aid, go up another ramp, and then we are street level. So maybe about 30 more seconds. All right, guys, get ready. And time ordeal just to get to the street view. 7 minutes, 30 seconds, not bad. No way, we were buffering in there? No way. How were we buffering inside Grand Central Station? I think it's probably because there was so many people there. Yeah, but you know, maybe do I walk faster than most people? I'll say yes. But you know, not too bad. But I would say for the average person, it's going to take you 10 minutes just to get to the street. That's a long time, honestly, guys. All right, here we have the Chrysler Building, but let's head to Bryant Park. But if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far tonight, feel free to leave a like on the video and click the subscribe button if you're new. Theo says, you definitely walk fast, 10 minutes to exit. The building is long. I know, that is a long, 10 minutes is a long time when you think about it. Just to get off the train and head to the street, not even to head to your office. So if you think about it, if you maybe work on Park Avenue, Park and 55th, say, you're gonna need at least a half hour, maybe 20 minutes to half hour buffer for when you get off the train. I know, Hawaii's like, I walked fast, I would have been outside waiting for you. Someone says, how tall are you, Tom? We're just at 5'6". So if I'm 5'6", and yeah, I guess the height does factor in, you know, how fast you walk. So at 5'6", you know, if I did that up at, you know, 7 minutes, I'd say maybe it takes the average 10 minutes to get up, sometimes less. All right, let's head towards the library. Hawaii, next time you're in New York, I'm gonna block out a time, because you were only here for like a couple days and I was so busy with work. Hey, Dan says, why is 32nd to 42nd a no-go zone? All right, Dan, I'm glad you asked. So I don't know if you have Twitter, but check out my Twitter profile, the last thing I tweeted. So if you follow at Walks Wall Street on Twitter. Now, there was a Twitter thread about a building that we just so happened to be talking about not too long ago by Penn Station. And it cost the developer about $90 million to build the building, right? And it's sold at auction in the foreclosure for $15 million bucks. Now, there is obviously extreme high vacancy in and around the Midtown Manhattan, particularly Penn Station neighborhood. And there was a conversation on Twitter with one of the top real estate brokers for commercial, CRE brokers in the city. And his tweet sums up exactly why I think 33rd Street, or I should say 32nd Street to 42nd Street on 8th Avenue is a definite no-go zone in New York. So read that tweet of the story of exactly, because essentially this, long story short, he was taking a client that was going to potentially lease 4 stories in that office building. And when they got to the building, the guy didn't even want to go inside and complete the tour. He's like, all right, not happening. That particular neighborhood on 8th Avenue is the worst. There's drugs, there's homelessness, there's sex trafficking going on. And the city really needs to clean that up, right? Now, I'm a very optimistic guy, but I'm also a realist, and I give it to everybody straight. I do. I don't lie about the city, but I don't over glorify it. There's major problems here. And all along 8th Avenue is all gangs. It's all, you know, hustlers, drug dealers, you know, people shooting heroin. And it's a horrible place. And there's a reason why vacancy in commercial office is so high there, right? Because when you're, you know, walking into your office, you have to step over people that are, you know, defecating on themselves and, you know, shooting heroin. So the city's really got to clean that up, or that area is going to continue to be rough. But if the city does clean that up, that's going to be some very, very undervalued real estate. And that's why you've seen a lot of these businesses move towards the Hudson Yards, right? The Hudson Yards is amazing. It's clean, it's modern, it's new. I mean, it's like a utopia over there at the Hudson Yards, right? So why would I pay, you know, $180 a square foot for office space on 8th Avenue and 34th or 35th when I could go to the Hudson Yards and spend maybe a little bit more and have my employees come to work in a safe environment, a clean environment where they're actually going to want to come to work and enjoy it. So Western Mass Dave says, Tom, you had an apartment near the Hudson Yards? I did. I got rid of it because as I was walking home every night, I was literally shuffling through a massive heroin den with drug addicts fighting each other, stepping over needles, and I don't want to see that stuff. After I work 12 hours a day, I don't want to, walk through a heroin den. So I was right there on 32nd Street off of 8th Avenue. Do not rent an apartment or buy an apartment there. Okay? Trust me. If you're looking for an apartment, particularly to buy, that's a no-go zone. That's the Walks on Wall Street advisory no-go zone. 8th Avenue, 32nd to 42nd is an absolute no-go. Unless you're going to buy some distressed asset where, you're going to buy it at auction and then, maybe we could structure something there. But, particularly if you have kids, you don't want to, be walking your kids to school and there's a bunch of people, strung out on heroin. You don't want to do that. So stay away from that area. There's tons of other neighborhoods in Manhattan that are gorgeous, like right here, where you don't see any of that. Liam says, moved to Hudson Yards 6 months ago. So far, so good. Closer to the river. Yeah, Hudson Yards is beautiful. You'll never have a problem at the Hudson Yards. But if you walk through, for example, if you think about Madison Square Garden, just south of Madison Square Garden by that big bus stop, which is like 33rd Street, 8th Avenue, even to 32nd Street, those two blocks become a major heroin den after 9 p.m. If you DM me on Twitter, I could send you some video that I was taking as I was walking home. But yeah, Hudson Yards, like in the main Hudson Yards development, that is a gorgeous, that's very high rent district, right? Those are, especially in 5 Hudson Yards near the Equinox Tower, that is all absolutely gorgeous. 8th Avenue is the no-go zone. Anything west of that, you're good. All right, everybody. But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night here. If you want to sign up to our free financial newsletter, we will be sending that out on Friday, not Thursday, because it is going to be Thanksgiving. Last week we covered a lot. We covered yield curve transition and yield curve analysis. We also talked about consumer spending, consumer sentiment, and did a deep dive into corporate earnings, particularly the Magnificent Seven. Now, earnings season is pretty much rolled by. We only have NVIDIA, which is the last company in the Magnificent Seven to report. So check that out if you want to scan the QR code, punch in your email. You will be in the know every other Thursday. You could read all of our equity research for free, and you can listen to the audio podcast version on the Substack application of all of our archived research. So feel free to check that out, or type !news, NEWS, in the chat, and the Nightbot will drop the link to our newsletter. But until then, everybody, see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. Have a fantastic Sunday, and we will see you all tomorrow live for the Markets A Look Ahead live stream, where we go day by day talking about all of the major events that are going to be happening on the week ahead. So Danny Morris, take care. DM all of our moderators, Richard Vogel, Kevin F, Laytha, Unij23, Notorious 911, FHL. Thank you so much for joining us. Joe C, Denise NYC, Hawaii, a pleasure as always. Sally, Penelope, There's always a bull market somewhere. You just need to know where to look. Joe, California, or James, California, sorry. All right, guys, take care and be well.